So, what does remodeling have to do with air conditioning? Well, if you watch my past videos, or if this is the first time you're catching any of my videos, basically my videos, even though they are automotive dominant, and every now and then I'll throw in one of my commercials, and I might throw in a residential or two every now and then, remodeling, San Francisco, air conditioning. And people used to say, nobody in San Francisco, they'd look at you if you're going to install air conditioning in a house. They would say, are you crazy? Nobody needs air conditioning in San Francisco. But that hasn't been true in the last 10 years. It's been getting hotter and hotter. And last year, the year before last, we had a 105-degree record-breaking temperature. So air conditioner has become a thing now. And energy efficiency. So on this vehicle, on this house here, as you see, they're going through a remodeling here. And so the foam roof has already been installed, and you could see a little bit of the foam coming through. So there's 3 inches of insulation of foam up in the roof, and then right under the roof rafters right there, it's 24 inches center to center. That's going to get filled with rock wool. So there's going to be 6 inches of rock wool on top of the foam roof. And actually it was a gray foam roof that was put on before. It's actually going to be changed to white, because white is more IR reflective, reducing the heat and the heat load to actually accumulate right on the surface of the roof. Due to the color of your roof will change the temperature of your roof. That will go through the roof, impregnate, and go into the insulation. Even though it'll be slowly, it'll either gather in the insulation and heat up the insulation. It doesn't come in the house directly right away, but when the sun goes down, it's still gathered and slowly radiates off into your attic area. So we'll have the second layer of insulation just on the inside, and right here on the ceiling where these 6 inch, there'll be 6 inches of rock wool right there. This house was built roughly 1917, 1919. It was like somewhere right in there, and it actually still has the gas for the gas lights. This is a gas pipe right here, and this is where the light is. If you look really carefully, you could see the gas was used to hold that old mounting, because that's what they used to do. They had electrical boxes that had an outlet for gas. So you can use the dead gas that you cut off, and you can actually use it to help hold and support your box in place. And that's what that is. The gas actually comes through the electrical box as an aid to hold up the box. That was a retrofit put in later when the house was converted to electricity. And the old knob and tube electrical, this is all getting replaced. It's going to have modern day, up to the latest codes. Everything's going to be arc fault and GFI throughout the house. And the old venting for originally a wood burning stove is going to be going to stay. And then they had a really old gas stove years ago, and then of course a more modern one. That's going to be changed, but it's actually going to have a really big exhaust fan hood. It's limited in flow by now how much air you remove from the house. We have 6 inches here, like on a restaurant. You have the exhaust hood is going to go on this house. This is a residential, but it's going to have an exhaust motor on the roof, on the stack, to pull instead of push, because it doesn't matter how much money you spend on the biggest motor, on the biggest hood. You are limited by the size of your exhaust, and you're limited, like in this case, instead of going up at a 90-degree angle, it just shoots straight in, and that gives you a little resistance and pushback. So this is going to be updated. This whole house is going to have a solar system on it, and the solar system is going to run the air conditioning, probably do hot water too. It might even have a CO2 hot water tank system put on it. Sandin I was looking at, or I'll do reheat through heat recovery through the LG system. Still not sure. This wall never had insulation, so this is one of the exterior walls right here. And so rock will be put into here. This has no tar paper on it. There's actually, going out this wall, you can actually see right through to the neighbor's house. When you're looking back there, that's the outside of the neighbor's house. There's a gap between the two houses that air flows through, so there's actually a breeze of air between these two houses, and there was no tar paper put here. So we're gonna figure, we have to let vapor go through because we don't want to build up moisture, so we'll figure out something that'll go here that'll be a vapor, allow vapor to go through, but it'll stop airflow because this can get breezy. And then we'll have insulation on here, and then it'll be 5/8 sheetrock fire rated because this is a kitchen, and every room will have air conditioning in it except maybe the kitchen because of the, you know, sometimes grease and oil and stuff like that. There'll be multiple systems in this house of air conditioning, including maybe the last time in its life a reducing to 80,000 or 100,000 BTU, 80,000 BTU gas furnace, getting a small 24,000 BTU gas furnace, because that's all what is needed. And even that's too high. 24,000 BTUs is too high, and I think this is 1,750 square foot home. So 1,750 square feet, 24,000 BTU furnace is too much. When you airtight seal, you insulate the walls, you get rid of all the air leakage, you need very little heating and very little cooling. So this will be a very long, lengthy project, but letting you look at part of it before it gets finished. The refrigerant lines will be up there, new ducting. This ducting has asbestos around it. There's freaking hundreds of square feet of asbestos on all the ducting for the heating system that's in this old house. And so this is going to be a long drawn process of a continuation of videos over quite a long time. But that's it. This is when you're in HVAC, some of you are only installers, some of you are only salesmen, some are only diagnosis, but you have to think if it's a whole system. The house is part of your HVAC. You have to think of the positive and negatives of what the house is doing, determining what you're going to put into a house. You don't just put in there what is in there when the house has been changed. When the heating was added into this house, it had the old single pane windows with the dumbbells in the side that you have all the air leakage in, and the windows rattle every time the wind blows, and the house literally breathed in and out as wind passed over the house. You did not have powered vents in those days, so you didn't have a powered vent taking out air, making your house negative, where there will be a powered vent here. It did not have a powered vent in the bathroom. It did not have a powered vent in the shower. It will have. So you have to make up air so you don't go negative when you have your furnace on. And the furnace is located in the closet down the hallway, so it's within this realm of in a sealed, encapsulated living space, and you don't want to draw that in negative. I see this happen too many times where a whole bunch of remodeling went on and the whole house goes major negative and you get backdrafting through the furnace. That is not going to happen here. So this is what you're looking at, and a year or so later it won't look like this. The whole entire house has been going over room by room, one at a time. And right now we're into the kitchen area. So catch you guys later. See ya.